Hey guys, this is Corey Osborne from Rough Ninja Network, and I have a treat for you guys today. I have this new podcast series that I started up called Conversations with Corey. It's when I talk with my friends about their lives and about what they're doing, and I try to pick the most interesting and wonderful people in my life. So right now we have Ryan this episode, my friend Ryan Musinski. He's a great guy, and I hope you all enjoy the show and enjoy the podcast. Hello, everybody. This is Conversations with Corey. It's a new series of podcasts where I talk to some of the most interesting people in my life, some of the best people in my life. And, they're people who genuinely inspire me to be a better person, and I really enjoy said people. And I wanted to basically have something for them, I wanted to be like, okay, here's something where I can just show how much I love and adore these people to everybody around. So this is one of my buddies, Ryan Musinski.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Ryan.
His name is Ryan, just like I just said, but you know what I mean. How you doing today, Ryan?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been kind of a day, but it's been pretty decent. Pretty decent.
That's good.
So let's see here. So you're a musician. You play guitar. You play some funky guitar, like some real thick beats on them guitars, different things like that. So, and I remember when you started playing guitar, I remember we had a band.
I know what you're gonna bring.
No, yeah, we had a band. What was it called, Ryan?
I can't remember. Shadows Light.
Shadows Light. Yeah. Shadows Light. Honestly, I think we need to get the guys back together. I'm
really surprised we have.
Well, it's weird.
That's what the people want.
Yeah. The thing is, we broke up. I don't know. Groupies were involved. It's just
so much drama.
So much drama. It was terrible. So much drugs too.
There's actually an MTV Behind the Music about it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
No, dude, it's
they only
nuts.
show it at midnight though.
Dude, it's one of those really just terrible
Behind the Music.
Yeah, dude.
After dark.
Shadows Light.
Shadows.
No, dude.
Shadow time.
No, dude. It's just like you see, like Steve Tyler or something going like, "Oh, Shadows Light's just amazing."
Absolutely. We were about as big as his chin.
Yeah,
I would say, fan base wise, we were pretty huge, dude.
But no, in all seriousness, I remember you were self-taught at first. Mm-hmm. You started doing that. You started on your own, doing your stuff, and honestly, it's just seeing your growth as a musician has just been incredible.
Thanks, man.
Because it's just been really just dope seeing you grow into where you are now. Because
appreciate it, dude.
Really, it's just really awesome. And the thing is that I play the drums and I sing. I can do chords on the piano. That's about it.
Me, dude.
But I specifically, I haven't really been into music as much as I usually am, and sometimes I'll see what you're doing, and I'm like, I really just need to get back into music.
Honestly.
And so it's just super
I'm just
cool.
a geeky kid with a lot of free time. That's honest.
That's why I do this. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
You just wake up and you're like, I have nothing to do today. Okay, I'm gonna just make some weird beats.
Sounds good.
Like the other day, when Corey and I are starting a sweet music group. I don't know. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah, no one knows about it yet.
But we laid on some Liquid Hot tracks the other day.
Oh no, dude, it was so dope. But it was amazing.
So watch video stores near you. It'll be on the shelves.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And yeah, I've been really it's just really been a privilege seeing where you're at. And let me just kind of segue out of just gushing about how much I think this dude is a talented cat.
Stop.
I just want to talk about what. So you just graduated from college.
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I feel really good about it. It's a very complex answer.
Oh yeah,
but it's weird because last summer I came back home also for the summer, and I've been doing an internship in Oklahoma the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I came back, and so it really just feels exactly like last year. Only this time, I know that I'm going to go into a new chapter of life and not head back to Oklahoma, which is different. I don't know if that's really resonated with me yet, but it's exciting to see where it's going to go next. I'm really, just in a good place.
Yeah, that's cool. So, what exactly was your major in school?
My major was in worship arts, so worship ministry with an emphasis in worship leading.
Okay.
Yeah, which has been a really fun ride. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about this new chapter in your life.
It's a new chapter.
Give me the hot juicy details
man.
of being a worship pastor.
Hot juicy, hot juicy. Oh wow. I don't know. It's not. It's I don't know. It's just a great. I was called into it when I was in high school, and I never wanted to do anything really around worship.
Yeah.
And especially never was a singer, and I was in choir for 2 years in elementary school.
Yeah.
And hated it.
Mrs. Perry.
I hated it. Oh, that that was a separate thing.
Dude, honestly, shout out to Mrs. Perry if you're listening.
Dude, inspiration.
Dude, I loved choir class in Miss Perry. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
She literally taught us songs in Hebrew that I still remember. Not even joking. I'll just start singing them sometime. They're like, "You speaking in tongues?" I'm like, "No."
No.
Not yet. But yeah, so it's like it's been a fun ride, and like it's been really crazy just to see the doors that have opened and the people that I've met along the road, and yeah, man, it's been fun. Excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it's really interesting just seeing like what did you mean by like it's something you didn't originally want to really do? Like what was holding you back then when you were just not wanting to do it? Yeah, well,
besides you like not thinking, being like, I'm not
really
a singer
just,
or anything.
Really,
like
just
that.
the ladies, man. They were just holding me back.
Oh, the ladies are just holding you back. They're like, Ryan, don't play the blues for me.
Yeah,
boy, not for Jesus. Just do it for me.
Yeah, in a much more real sense. I've always been into music ever since that time, the Shadows Light days.
Oh yeah, of course.
And really, I mean, it was tough to go my own way, start my solo career after that.
Dude, it was hard. It was like
it was like the Backstreet Boys breaking up.
Absolutely,
dude.
It was like Toby Mac leaving DC Talk.
Dude. Okay, so one of my buddies, Aaron, you know him, but he was
Greenberg. Yes,
yeah, Greenberg. He was talking to me, and he's like, "Okay, I was chilling. We were chilling. We're driving somewhere, and he's driving. He goes, "Don't look." He's like, "Don't look at what song I'm playing." But he's like, "Dude, isn't this like a pretty sick beat?"
The Tobe.
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Isn't this a pretty sick beat?" I'm like, "It's decent. Like, this is pretty good." He's like, "No, dude, this is really good." He's like, "Guess who it is?" He goes, "It's Toby Mac." I'm like, "No, it's garbage."
Honestly,
he isn't bad.
Dude,
it's just
if I could be a rapper into however old he is, I would do that all day long. No. I would never give up. All my kids would be super embarrassed. I'd always
dude.
Never talk normally.
What I love is that he just adopts whatever's really popular in secular music.
Absolutely.
Like he's Bruno Mars. He's like, oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
You hear the bass line? You hear the thumping? He rocks a fedora too, dude. He goes for it.
Dude, honestly, whenever I see someone with a fedora, I just take somebody's child and go, hey, get away from him. And then the parent is like, hey, get away from my kid. Why are you randomly lifting him up?
Stealing my kid?
I'm like, I'm saving him from the fedora, man. My goodness.
You can never be too safe.
Yeah.
As far as fedoras are concerned, you can never be. Even if I see a stack of them in a store, I'll be like, we need to go the other direction.
No, that's funny.
But yeah.
No, yeah, it's one of like my brother used to wear fedoras in high school.
Who didn't? Honestly, I think everybody went through that
so
phase.
bad. I'm just like, what? Like, what are you doing?
Dude, there is no better way to convey to the world that you are a classy person than wearing just a fresh store-bought Target fedora, wearing some Chucks and a vest. That's all you need.
No, dude, and you also if you have like a full suit and the fedora is like white, but the suit happens to be off-white, and it's like there's like slight mismatching there.
You want them to ask questions.
Of course.
How old is that suit? Is that suit older than the fedora?
Is that suit older than the person?
What has that suit been through? This is an interesting man.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
so
that's basically worship ministry.
Fedoras, of course.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to what message do you want to convey to people?
Wow, good question. World peace is up there.
Yeah, world peace is definitely up there. Yeah.
Man, about what? Just in general?
No, honestly. I mean, because the thing is, I know you're going out here and you're being worship. pastor because you feel like you've been called to do so.
Yeah.
But, whether it be what you get from Scripture, whether it be what you get from your like conversations with God and for things like that, what do you feel like the message that you're supposed to put forth here? Because it's all about what it's all about is outreach. When you whittle it down to the gospel and different things like that, it's about outreach. So what's your outreach?
I mean, ministry is 100% people.
Yeah.
And that's become more apparent to me the last 2 years more than anything. But man, I'm just falling in love with getting to really love like people and their stories and their backgrounds, and especially ones that like, man, like church. I grew up in a Christian home, but man, most people don't, right? Like most people, well, not maybe most people, but like it's not uncommon for somebody to like not really get it, like, hey, who is this Jesus guy and what is this all about until like later in life, And I've been privileged to grow up kind of with that, and growing up, I really made my faith my own really around high school. You know, like I've been a quote unquote Christian, did the whole song and dance, but really like seeing like being involved in ministry, especially like seeing like people and like having more of a relationship with Jesus, and then seeing his view of like how he views people and like how much he values every single person. No matter like whatever background you have, whatever spots you have on your quote unquote like record, right? Like whatever like you've done, like nobody is ever more than one turnaround, from experiencing Jesus. Like he's always behind you. Like I love that picture. I forgot where I got that, but like no matter how far you've run, no matter how fast you've run, like literally all it takes is to look behind you, and he's always right there. It's like, hey, like join me. Right? It's never,
exactly.
And I love that, and I love the redemptive power of grace. The fact that it's not just a ticket, or not. It's not even just like a slate being wiped clean, but it's like, hey, like this is a powerful thing that we're supposed to claim. And it like influences us, right? It influences the way that we live and how I approach people and talk to people and like whatever. It's like it's just so cool. And it's like you can never fully, like as much as I've learned about it and like learned about stuff about Jesus and God and everything, it's like I love the fact that it never ends, right? Like I've never, the more that I learn, the more that I dig into Scripture, and the more whatever time that I spend with Jesus, it's like the more that I realize that there's even more to like learn about, which is the craziest thing. So yeah, man, I love it. I'm still like in my infancy as far as like ministry is concerned, but I'm just super excited to continue on that path.
No, dude, I think that's really interesting. I think it's also interesting that you say like, no matter how much you go a certain place, they're just it's just always there. Like I think I've never thought of it in the like kind of all encompassing eternal aspect, because as our existential plane that we're on right now, we don't even have that concept of like forever and eternity and all these different things. That's it's just really, really interesting to think about, and it's one of those things that it's just, I don't know. I just think it's really good, and it's very commendable that you could that you can go past yourself and be like, I feel like this is or not necessarily like I feel like this is the right thing to do, but this is what I should be doing, even though I wasn't comfortable going into it on the first place. Because a lot of people, like including me, I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to do this because I don't want to. And I'm going to go into a career. Why? Because it makes me happy. Everything is so self-focused.
Absolutely.
And I am so guilty of it. And it's just one of those things where it's really eye-opening seeing somebody bypass that. And, it doesn't matter like whether you're like religious or not or anything like that, or whatever walk you are in life or whatever you believe. That's something to take. Like, I think a lot of people need to take hold of that mentality.
Well, that's cool. I mean, really, it's cool because it's like, like it's been I've trusted a lot, and it's been great because I've seen like how trustworthy God is, like specifically, and I still struggle with that sometimes, trusting like, hey God, what do you got next for me? You know, what's the next thing? Like, give me some hints here. You know, and it's hilarious because I always forget about like what even brought me into ministry, and it was not. It just happened, you know, and it's kind of cool, and it's like I love it, and you know what? If God calls me to something else, fantastic. Like I'm just excited to follow now, which is really freeing because, you know, I just get to kind of rest in that, just doing life with Him. You know, it's like, and I think sometimes it's easy to get a view of like vocational ministry is like the highest thing you could do, right, with your life, like I
define for the people at home. Define that.
Yeah, vocational ministry is just basically like it's your job. So like a pastor or a worship leader like myself, or like a youth pastor, or anything. And really it's like, you know, or missions, you know, it's you know, whatever. It's like, and that can look like a lot of different things, but a lot of times, you know, you go to school, you get to the degree, go to a Bible college, right, which is, you know, get a degree in whatever field you're going into.
You go to a coffee shop and then marry a woman minutes afterwards.
Absolutely. That's a very important part. Yeah.
Her name's like Betty Joe or something like that.
Betty Joe. Absolutely. But yeah, but it's like, man, that's like, I don't know. It's been great that I've been able to do that, but it's like, I don't see my involvement in that as any higher of a calling than somebody who's able to hang out with people and share Jesus as like a waiter or something, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I love that like mentality of like man, like especially like our mission field is like Jesus came to save the broken, right? He's a doctor for the sick, and it's easy, even myself just looking at it, it's like it's easy to get even I almost kind of sometimes envy people that do have like a normal, not a quote unquote normal job, right? Whatever. Because it's like you're always around people that may not know that, you know, may not have experienced Jesus, and so it's really cool. And like I find myself like forcibly causing, like I will try and go out and surround myself with people that, you know, maybe are not churched kind of people. So it's really refreshing. But yeah, ministry is just, it's life, man. You know, it's life and people, and it's really simple, but man, it looks like so many different things. But
exactly. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up, because it is very easy to put it inside of a box and be like, this is ministry.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's so easy to do that. And it's so easy to do that for a lot of things in general, when it's just, things are just way more, you know, it's simple yet not. You know what I mean? Totally. Because it's like a lot of people, they hear about like, oh, well, this person's in ministry, and they're like, oh yeah, look at this guy on his Facebook page with all these, like, every single day he's saying something really inspiring, you know, talking about how, you know, you need to be fishers of men.
Yeah.
Dude, I could just picture you with a guitar in hand and then like a fishing pole just like right on your back. You're like, hey there,
that's how I try.
Hey there, kiddos.
Some chacos.
I'm gonna reel you in.
Some chacos and a headband, like a necklace, like a cross necklace.
Oh yeah, of course.
One.
Definitely.
Camp counselor. That's what I want to be,
dude. Camp counselor. Every camp counselor.
Absolutely. But yeah.
So
yeah, it's been a blast.
No, yeah.
But
I kind of want to like reel myself back in here. Well, not it's on the same topic, but it's a different thing. So what do you think, like, you being I don't want to really like be like you're a religious folk or anything like that, but I want to, like, as somebody who's where you're at spiritually and different things like that. I had gone, just for some background for people who don't know about me, I grew up in a Christian home, went to Christian camps, different things like that. You know, I go to church every now and then, and I consider myself a Christian and different things like that. And when I went to a church camp once, it was a church music camp. And one of the people who was leading like the camp and doing these things, he was talking about how we as Christians should never listen to secular music. Meanwhile, whether it was defiance or whether it was just me thinking that it was utter bull,
I just completely ignored that because I'm like, I can't not listen to secular music. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where I'm like, how are you going to draw inspirations from different places and all that jazz? Like, why would you just close your mind and also close your mind from a lot of things that a lot of people are missing? You know, for instance, like, in my opinion, I think the church has a problem with social justice. Like, I really see that. And you just showed me this group called Sidewalk Chalk. And they talk about those things. And, you know, I feel like if people...
hard conversations.
Yeah, very, very hard conversations and very hard, like, concepts that I think people in the evangelical church in America aren't getting.
Sure.
And it's one of those things where I'm like, to deprive yourself from ideas that don't be like, hey, maybe we should consider these things or maybe we should look into these things. I think it's foolish.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I just struggle to see where the scriptural basis is for not ever listening to anything that's besides worship. You know, it's like, that's just very interesting to me because it's like, never once do we ever hear in the Bible, like, make sure you're not, obviously, you know.
It wouldn't be so colloquial lately.
But, like, obviously,
oh, well, don't listen to that Maroon 5.
Obviously, like,
thou shalt not listen to Adam Levine's high, raspy voice.
High voices are from the devil, so that's, I believe
of
that
course.
But it's like, I don't know. There's no point, like, if anything, we're called to be cognizant of the world around us. And, like, so many times in Scripture, like, the writers especially will, like, use imagery and, like, stuff that would make, like, to us reading it now, we kind of we go, okay, what does this mean? But, like, when Paul was writing to the Ephesians, I think it was, he uses a lot of imagery that has to deal with, like, a lot of, like, false gods and stuff they had around that time. Yeah. And it's like he was able to connect with them because he had a knowledge of that stuff. It's not that he was following it. It's not that he was putting his trust in that. But it's like, it'd be so dumb if, like, Christians just secluded themselves, like I said, like that Christian bubble thing. Yeah. That's so dumb. And, like, rarely I feel like will that ever... So nobody's going to see that and be like, oh, man, you're living... Yeah, it's like you're trying... Like, it just breaks us off relationally, I think. And in secular music, it's not like a huge... I don't know. I mean, there is some music that is probably just not good. Generally just not good, whatever. It's just kind of garbage. Yeah. But, yeah, in terms of, like, a spiritual basis, though, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that and the whole idea that, like, oh, man, if it's not explicitly worship music, then it's not valuable or important. And it's like you said too, it's like my favorite artists are ones that make music to say something. Exactly. Right. And so it's like, like Sidewalk Chalk, like they're amazing, and I love their instrumentals and I love all that, but it's like, regardless if you agree with their message or not, like they do it with passion, intensity, and like a purpose. And so it's like, I love that. And I feel like you said, the church sometimes really does, it strays away from hard conversations. And I think there's been a past of that. I think we're starting to see a change of that, which is cool.
Well, I see that with my friends, like including you and other people that I know who are, you know, they're wanting to be pastors, they want to be missionaries and different things like that. I see that like theme kind of going with the people our age that are doing it, and that's why
millennials.
I love me some millennials. But I want to go back into what I was hearing at that church camp, and I just thought it was interesting because for like the scare tactics that they kind of did, they're like listing off all of these bands that like sold their soul to the devil, and one of them was I'm trying to think, was the band from 311, the band from Omaha, like, you know, that Amber is the color of my energy and all that stuff. Absolutely. That's amazing. It's just really funny because I think about them Eric Andre as in like Bushstead 311 thing. And I'm just like, that's probably not too surprising.
What a gem
Eric Andre's great. He's amazing.
Gosh. That's funny. One of their songs was a jam of mine in sophomore year of high school. It was called like Sunset in July or something. Yeah. And that was back in the point where I really didn't have like my music tastes pretty much follow along a singular line now, and they kind of deviate. But like, I had no idea what kind of music I like, so I was like, "Well, this is really catchy," and it's still a really good song.
Oh yeah,
but that's funny. 311.
311.
Omaha Boys.
I can just picture those Omaha Boys.
Omaha Boys.
Like, I don't know. We're just staring into the eyes of Satan or something.
That's how it happens.
No, dude.
That's how I get famous. There's no way to get famous.
Yeah, you just have to stare into those eyes. Goodness. But no, it's funny because I remember watching the History Channel and watching something on like the Book of Revelation, and the guy who played the Antichrist in the dramatic reenactments.
Oh, God.
Or I don't know if it's reenactments because it hasn't happened, but it's like this guy who's just like a rocker, and he had like a lip piercing and nose piercing.
Gosh.
He's like, ah.
That's
and he just
crazy.
looked. It was so funny. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to look like.
I mean,
that.
we all know that Obama's the Antichrist. So.
Yeah, we all know Obama is. We all know Donald Trump is too. And we also know that
Pretty much anybody political that you may not agree with
is the Antichrist.
is probably the Antichrist.
Yeah, exactly.
If Scripture has taught us anything.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I remember people actually like trying to like say that to me when Obama was president. It was interesting because they're like, he's so suave and debonair. That's
very interesting.
And I'm like, have you never met a black person before?
We're
Goodness.
all called to be geek. We're all called to be not suave at all. The
And-
moment you see somebody that's suave, you call
Antichrist.
the police.
Yeah, because he or she is the Antichrist.
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, you go on a date with a nice honey. She's sweet and suave and debonair.
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
What would be the female
Anti-Christina.
Sorry, Christinas of the world.
Every Christina of
Let's
the
get thrown
world.
under the bus. So then is the male Antichrist?
No, like all Christinas are like, oh no, they've got.
Is it me?
they've caught on.
Sorry, Christinas.
Classic
We
Christina.
all love you. Man.
No, dude, it's just really interesting. It's just interesting seeing different people's perspectives, and it's kind of funny how like as an impressionable 16-year-old hearing something like that and being like, oh, well, that must be true because this person's telling me that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
now, or like, no, sorry, I completely didn't.
Back to the
I
thing.
went
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to no,
I
yeah.
gotcha. I was gonna say you're not 16.
No,
I could've
yeah,
sworn.
I'm not 16.
I could have sworn.
No, but looking back on that, when I was 16 and I heard that stuff, the only reason why I didn't accept it was out of a place of kind of defiance, and a
Rebellion,
place
yeah.
of like not really wanting to, adhere to anything like that, which
Yeah.
I don't adhere to it as now. Like if somebody were to tell me that, I would be like, no, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But I just really, because they really do like get you in the youth. Like I think it's very, very harmful at times. And I know like a lot of people will, get on my case and be like, well, you're anti this. Can you even call it like, plenty of people have told me like, Corey, you're so critical of Christians. How could you even call yourself one? People have genuinely said that to me. And, honestly, it really hurts. But at the same time, I need to realize it's not about them. like honestly, it's really not about them. It's not about what they think about that. It's like, and it's not even necessarily what I think, but it's still about what the heart of God wants to portray and different things like that. And I don't think he wants to portray that kind of divisiveness.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where like they really do get you with the youth and like telling you like all these things that you can't really that is gonna, it just closes them off at an impressionable age, and I just don't think that's necessarily right.
Sure. And I mean, I think the heart behind that is right. And like you said, I mean, I think, definitely, I mean, there is music that I wouldn't want, working with youth and worship with the youth and stuff, I wouldn't want them listening to,
Of course.
And that I don't listen to either.
So you're talking about like Carly Rae Jepsen, right?
Yeah,
Garbage,
really
like-
mostly just, Cardi B and that
B.
whole.
Oh no, I honestly, dude, if you were to say that,
No, to be honest, I can't even think of a Cardi B song. I just know that
my
name.
brother actually
Yeah.
told me to listen to the newest Cardi B album, and I listened to some of it.
Is it
She
fire?
lays down some like really sick bars.
That's sweet.
And the thing is, like, she got in from her life from being like, like a stripper being a rapper and all these things, and kind of, really pushed herself forward, and yeah. It's just, it's kind of crazy because you hear all these male rappers who are like from like the hood and different things like that talk about how they got out of a gang and different things like that. And it's almost like a message of feminism almost, That's kind of the way that I see it. It's like, I haven't listened to the entire album, the entirety of her newest album, but but besides the point, garbage music. There is such thing.
There
is such thing.
I honestly have never heard a Cardi B song. That's just a buzz.
buzzword.
I know her from the radio. Like I've heard her name. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a great person, but
she's probably not.
But like, I mean, and I think there is merit in that, and also like music is insanely powerful, and it absolutely has the ability to reach people's hearts unlike anything, for sure. And it's like that's why, I mean, it's everywhere. You put it in a movie to convey an emotion, you put it in whatever, and it's like worship music, it uses it for good, right? It uses it to blur that line between us and God, right? To welcome us into worship and pointing us towards Jesus and dwelling on him and thinking about him and worshiping him, which is awesome. And I love that so much, but it can be used for bad. And there are, I mean, definitely it's not like it's a non-issue. I think there are, there is music that all music is powerful, whether we believe it or not, whether it's like a Korn song or like the newest John Mayer Fire single or whatever. It's like like I said, I mean, artists, should be trying to convey a message. The ones that I enjoy listening to are the ones that are trying to maybe convey or challenge a thinking, right? Or convey an idea, or like push for social justice or whatever. Like, I love that. But it's like there are some, I'm sure, that are trying to get maybe not a good point across.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I guess we do have to be. I think it's really just by case basis. But I think labeling all secular music as wrong is totally not correct. Totally.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, my family.
Yeah. Stepping
Honestly, the thing is, it's just to see it's just, I know Shadow's Light was great, but just to see how much. I think
that's where we peaked.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's really where we peaked. It is really where we peaked, but let's look at how intellectual we are now.
Oh, dude, I feel like I should just be holding a wizard.
Socrates or something,
big old beard with a wizard staff.
No, dude.
And a pipe.
Yeah, dude. Like Aristotle.
Absolutely.
Ain't got nothing on him. He couldn't even predict Shadow's Light. My goodness.
Dude. And what a time to be alive that was. I
really am disappointed. Like, in reality, guys, pretty much, let's see. We're like the only two that actually play music still out of like all of Shadow's Light, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty much. It was mostly just us, and then we had a couple of art people.
Yeah.
Billy and Jordan, who we still hang out with on the reg, which is awesome. And
no, Billy even admitted that usually when we had Brain Fest, he would be there just so he could play Smash Bros. He's like, oh, they're doing their stupid band stuff,
priorities.
And then we're gonna.
It's like, have they written a song yet? Nope, they haven't. Okay, time to play Smash Bros. And eat chicken nuggets.
Oh, lovely! And it's funny because I uncovered my middle school journal. Diary. It's a diary. It's not a journal. Anyways,
a Corey kid.
Diary of a Corey kid. But it was really funny because at one point my mom had one of my sister's friends who was in a band coach us or something like that, and it was just so bad.
Remember that? We paid him a lot of money too. We each brought him like $20. I think he walked out of that day with like $100 and some dollars, and basically just chilled out and was like, "Yeah, so you guys are
so you guys can do this.
Grade? Cool.
So you guys do that. So
you guys like pizza? Oh, cool, awesome. Yeah, so see ya. Yeah,
it's like here's a basic 4/4 beat.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah,
can we do something in 6/8? No, you can't handle 6/8 yet.
Can we play Smash Bros? We should have written songs about
Smash Bros.
I think we could have been stars because we had so much experience in that.
Honestly, I feel like we could have been stars. I really don't understand why we didn't just take off. Like
blast off.
Yeah, blast ourselves out right to outer space, right on Mars. Like, dude, it's
we're past the moon, dude.
Yeah. So, is there anything like I know this isn't typically what people in like interviews or anything like that because this is kind of like a pseudo interview.
Just chilling out.
Yeah, this is kind of just like a chill talk.
It's a beautiful room.
Oh yeah, I really like this room. It's a nice room.
Very nice.
It's a room where I pour hours of my time playing Nintendo Switch.
It's important. It's an important room.
But is there anything that's on your mind? That's what I want to ask.
Man, I don't know. I guess in big picture thing, I think what we should do is everybody that comes on that has these conversations with you, people that you've met in your life that you value or whatever. Yeah. So I think we should all form a committee. Yeah. Called the Corey Committee. The Corey Committee. And so we could all meet monthly, and we could say, okay, guys, how's Corey doing? What is his? Are there any ladies in his life? How can we make this happen? How is he doing? Does he file his taxes? Those kind of things.
File my taxes. Honestly, that would be really. That would be lovely to have a Corey committee because
I'm telling you, dude. Heck, it's like the Avengers.
It's the Avengers, except we're just trying to make sure Corey doesn't throw his life down the toilet.
I can be the first one. I can be Papa Stark. Papa Stark, and I'll assemble the other ones.
Papa Stark not feeling so good. Anyways,
I'll be like, oh no, oh no. The feels.
Yeah, the feels. By the way, I'm hinting at it, but one of our songs in our EP may or may not have to do with the plot of Infinity War.
Oh, it's real good. It's
I'm really excited for the world to hear.
Liquid hot.
Dude, fresh honestly, there's like, when Mozart became a thing, that was like a fundamental shift in music.
As soon as Mozart hit the top 40 charts, it was
the Billboard 100.
Yeah,
a top 100.
Lost their minds.
No, yeah, dude. And I'm saying that, and then when Ryan and I drop our EP,
really, it's like BC and AD in history before Christ. It's just going to be before Corey and Ryan's hot track. It's going to be before BCRHT.
Yeah, nice.
For Corey and Ryan's hot track. Yep, got that right. That's all you need.
Sounds like a good old time. Now y'all have a good time listening to it. So you want to have a committee to make sure that I don't ruin my life.
Yes, the Corey Committee.
The Corey Committee. Honestly, it has a good ring to it. Alliteration.
Absolutely, dude.
Alliteration is always nice.
T-shirts are the first step.
The Corey Committee.
The Corey Committee.
No, dude, that's funny. I had actually had a friend who handed out T-shirts at his graduation party of his face on it.
That's amazing.
No, dude. That's worst part was I was sick during his graduation party, so I didn't even get one. No, and they ran out. I'm like actually really disappointed that I didn't get one.
That's amazing.
But it was great because like people still wear them.
I would wear the heck out of that, dude, even if I didn't know him.
No, that's dude. Amazing. And the coolest part was it wasn't even just like a picture of his face. It was like a drawing of it. And it was just like on a white shirt.
That's incredible.
Like, I'm just like, dude, that's amazing.
You were living your best life.
No, dude. You are. I agree. He's a good kid.
Man.
But no.
Yeah, man, that's really, this summer's been cool so far back home. Blasting off here in about a month and a half or so, interviewing with some churches, and it's between South Dakota, St. Louis, and Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
So very different. Tampa.
Yeah, dude. You can just
Florida man.
You can minister to all those people on bath salts.
Alligators. Just a bunch of alligators and like people in Mickey Mouse costumes.
Ahoy! I don't need Jesus.
Yeah.
Hoy!
Like, what are you doing here?
It's like
100 degrees house.
I bet they all sold to the devil. So you'll have a lot of work to do.
I guess, man. I'm living the swamp.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, Donald Trump just needs to drain Florida. That's all he needs to do to drain his swamp that he talks about.
The biggest man-made swimming pool out of Florida swamp water.
Nah, dude. It's just funny because I've never been to Florida.
It's nice.
But it's one of those things where I'm like, I hear like a crazy story happen, and every single time...
It's always from Florida.
It's always in Florida.
It's either Florida or Brazil.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's just crazy because... They're all like, yeah,
I feel like
local man grew 5 arms.
Yeah.
In Florida, and you're like, what's happening here? That is nuts.
How they have to figure out like how to like legalize extra arms, like
yeah, exactly,
arm regulation.
Honestly, I feel like there is a planet called Florida, and it's like this is like Krypton. But what happened was it was just a crazy, awful planet. Totally destroyed themselves, and then they went hurling into Earth.
I believe it.
Before the age of dinosaurs and different things like that, and it just crashed. And that's the concentration of Florida.
Absolutely. And Walt Disney was like the president.
Yes,
of Florida.
Of course, he was like the Kal-El, he was like the Kal-El of Florida, or no, whoever.
He's definitely
Zor-El. Yeah,
he's definitely an alien.
Most definitely. No, do you know what's funny though? So I'm not going to talk about where I work here, but I was really tempted to ask my boss if he could. I was like, so just as a joke, even though I think he wouldn't take it as a joke, so I didn't ask him. I was like, so have you ever been to headquarters? And he'd be like, yeah, of course, Corey. And I'd be like, so is there like a frozen head of our CEO there?
Absolutely.
He's alive. I know it. He's frozen. He's in stasis, but he has to be. Like, he just has to be.
All the good ones are. Honestly,
it makes sense. How much you want to bet, like, Steve Jobs, David Bowie?
All the good ones. All the important ones.
No, all the important ones. They're really, like, let me see, like, George Michael.
They're all in one room.
Let me see.
Well, it's basically just like Futurama.
Alan Thicke. No, dude, that does sound exactly like Futurama.
It's like Futurama.
Dude, they're doing a new show. The guy who created Futurama and The Simpsons, and it's a Netflix.
Matt Groening.
Yeah, Matt Groening is doing a new show, and it's like fantasy themed and different things like that.
That's cool.
That's
really cool.
I'm really excited.
I feel like he can do no wrong.
No, really, like, dude, I love Futurama. Futurama is amazing.
Seriously.
So yeah, do you have any closing thoughts? Because we're almost we're running down here.
Man, you're right. I have to get to my next.
He needs to get to his next gig.
My agent booked me next.
No, dude, exactly. Ryan's like a really important person, guys. I just hope you guys know this. It's just one of those things where you don't even know like what he has to do next. And you're like, okay, yeah, Ryan, well, when am I going to get you in? He's like, I don't know, guys. I'm a pretty big deal.
Talk to my people. Talk to my agent. Yeah, no, I think it's like, next thing is like, they're having me do like a voiceover for like Cars 4. I think they're having me,
for Cars 4.
They're having me play all the characters.
All the characters. So you're going to be Mater, and you're going to be Lightning McQueen, and you're going to be Portia.
Absolutely. Like, how good are you at different impressions? I'm like terrible. Like, great.
Dude.
It's going straight to Netflix. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just, go green.
God bless.
God bless. That's really about it. That's all that's on my mind.
Okay, sounds good, champ. Well, I hope you all had a great time listening.
It was fun.
To Joe Schmoes having a good old conversation. And have a great old day. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you later.
See you later.
I won't see you, but talk to you later maybe.
I'll see you.
I don't know. Bye.